Joining me for today's webinar, Understanding Millennial Travelers. Our goal is to help you understand who this next generation of travelers are, what matter, and how you position your inn to be attractive to them. I'll talk about who the Millennials are, give you 5 tips on how to market to this group, and then take some time at the end for questions and answers for anybody who can stick around. The Millennial, or Gen Y, is quickly coming of age. This between 1977 and 1995 is currently in their late teens through early 30s. The two are making significant strides in their career and get married and have a first child. This is an exciting life changes, providing plenty of opportunities to celebrate. This is the most connected to date, being the first generation to have access to a computer and internet during their school-age years. Millennials are quick to adopt and become dependent on new media, including things like Facebook, TripAdvisor, and Twitter. This group media to stay up to date with news and current events, connect friends and family, and more about brands that interest them. The millennial loves to travel and wants to do it as often as possible. In the Annual Traveler Survey, we found that of responders between 18 and 35, 74% are planning to take 2 or more trips just this summer. When this is to B&Bs, it tends to be as part of a pair for an anniversary or other special occasion. By 20, millennials will have more spending power than any other generation and are still moving towards the peak of their spending potential within the next 5 to 10 years. This is nearly $240 billion in U.S. travel spending, making a driving force behind U.S. travel industry recovery. U.S. is more interested than other generations in traveling abroad by 23 percentage points, with 7% saying they have a desire to travel to all 50 U.S. states, 70% wanting to travel abroad as much as possible, and 6% stating they would like to visit all 7 continents. So, Keeper market to this socially connected, technology-driven, travel-hungry set of young people. Start reviews. Our Voice found that 84% of millennials rely on user-generated reviews, with 30% saying they would not book a hotel without reading a review first. Make sure you have recent reviews on at least your top 3 traffic generators. Be sure to display them on your site with the BedandBreakfast.com review widget, or an app that allows you to place a feed of reviews on prominent pages of your website. Let know right away that other travelers love your inn as much as they will. Here on Sage Hill above Onion Creek. As you can see, they prominently display reviews on their homepage and other pages of the website. To read reviews, millennials want to be able to write reviews. Millennial companies should want to hear their opinion, and 64% believe that companies should offer more ways for customers to provide feedback. Making it for customers to offer feedback by sending an email request shortly after their stay, and by providing a place on your site and social media pages where they can add feedback. BedandBreakfast.com recently created a program called Reviews Direct, making it easy for innkeepers to request more reviews directly from base. And can send a customized email, making it easy for guests to send a review to BedandBreakfast.com rating their stay. Sending a request makes it easy for you to get more reviews, while indicating to your guests that you value their feedback. As you have also posted the BedandBreakfast.com reviews widget. This is something you can post on your website to make it easy for guests to see all of the reviews that you have on BedandBreakfast.com, or click and easily write a review for your inn. However, to just ask for and display reviews, may respond to your reviews as well. You don't respond to every review you get through every channel, but it's important to respond to criticism on the sites that are most important for your business. Know how you addressed an issue, or if you have plans to address something mentioned in a comment. Let's see what kind of changes you're making based on guest feedback. Not only show how your property is improving, but it also lets guests know that their voice is being heard. Consider casual, where each day of the week you commit to reading through and responding to reviews at one or two sources where you regularly receive feedback. Many services, including BedandBreakfast.com, will email or message whenever you get a new review on your listing. And remember, places to provide feedback can include Facebook, Twitter, through email, as well as places like BedandBreakfast.com, TripAdvisor, and others. The millennial craves feedback and is used to receiving it through things like Facebook likes and instant Twitter responses. Not appreciate knowing they have been heard, they almost expect it. This .com from the Collins House Inn shows how you can make guests feel valued with just a short response. You can see here the guest has said wonderful things about the inn, but with an opportunity to reassure give the guest that great changes are coming. The innkeeper does so with just a short sentence. Next is your online experience. Potential millennial guest sees your website or listing on a directory, they will start developing an opinion of your inn and decide whether or not they want to stay with you. Be sure to large, well-lit images without people, so your eyes can imagine themselves in those scenes. Be sure to potential guests about what your inn does and doesn't offer. Millennial travel to be fun and friction-free. As a list that hospitality research firm HVS asserted during a panel discussion at the America's Lodging Investment Summit, to avoid human contact if at all possible. But what it means is that millennial travelers expect to be able to book at any time, and they want it to be so easy and clear that they don't need extra help from a person. 70 millennials reported that when it comes to making a lodging decision, have online booking is either very important or they simply won't book without it. 6% of millennials reported that they would prefer to simply book online, not having to call the innkeeper. Now that is it gives you more time to interact with your guests when they're at your inn and handling reservations and payments on the phone. So use that allow guests to book directly from your listing. And on your site, make sure your booking system is easy for guests to use. As you use a calendar that shows all of your availability at once, so travelers can find dates by just looking at it at a glance. Primarily looking for value and affordability when they travel. However, the group is also looking for a level of personalization and service that goes above and beyond what other generations may expect. That most millennial travelers would consider required include private bathrooms, upgraded beds and bedding, world-class customer service, and amenities like outlets, flat TVs, what they would consider to be standard free Wi-Fi. Impress travelers by offering your standard amenities with such a personalized service. As global head of travel put it, for millennials, personalization equals loyalty. Use your party management system to make notes about what your return guests have enjoyed in the past. Use surveys to ask guests if there is anything they will appreciate, and use emails to guests to ask them if there is anything else you can provide to make their stay special. Much more open to sharing personal data than other generations when they don't get something out of it. While you do everything for every guest, think about small ways that you can set your inn apart and empower your staff to do the same. Epitomized by the phrase, you only live once, this generation is the perfect audience to help you fill your last-minute vacancies. Quality firm HVS. Millennials look 18 days closer to their stay compared to older travelers. Group to your inn. Create a different weekend package for each of your rooms that you can email to your newsletter list once per week. Include like reservations to a nearby restaurant, a massage, a hiking or a Segway tour of your town, or a bottle of wine at check-in or a carafe of mimosas at breakfast. Make it easy to book this total package and watch this last-minute getaway email become one of the most popular ones you send. Guest gets to your inn, create unique or surprising situations during their stay. Something small and personal to the guest staying with you can create a shareable moment that your guests will never forget. This your guests to essentially do your marketing for you. Through reviews and updates about your inn being shared with friends and family and social media, your millennial guest could be your best marketing partner. This wants to have a novel, intimate, and personalized experience they can tell their friends about. Or another way, this generation is looking for fodder for their next Facebook post or Instagram photo. And millennials are twice as likely than non-millennials to use mobile phones to show travel pictures to friends, share travel photos on social media, blog or recount travel experiences online, and post travel reviews. And this is the reason why having strong free Wi-Fi at your inn should be a no-brainer. A fun this comes from Woodlands Resort in Houston, Texas. A 8-year-old guest added a request for 3 red M&Ms and a picture of bacon in the special request section of the online reservation form. The tongue-in-cheek joke, the hotel did it. Deciding to honor the stay, they said, "We want the staff to have fun with the customer. It keeps us on our toes and we can bring joy to somebody. Why not?" The guest took photos of the requested items, like the 3 red M&Ms here, the picture of bacon that he asked for. Here's up. Posted those pictures on a social media site called Reddit, where it received over 80,000 views and generated dozens of news articles on the internet. Now, most guests won't make these types of outlandish requests, and viral exposure is pretty difficult to come by. The fact is that by paying attention to the small details and being able to provide personalized service, that is the perfect way to get millennial travelers to come back to your inn, rating additional stays through their positive reviews. Boston Consulting Group reveals that millennials are more likely to book through OTAs or apps like Expedia, Kayak, and Travelocity, and mobile device for making travel arrangements. Most report doing more travel research and comparisons over the internet and making greater use of search engines for travel purposes. Ensure that your inn can be found in multiple locations online by upgrading your website's SEO, partnering with OTAs and directories that millennials are likely to turn to. A great example is the BedandBreakfast.com online reservations program that allows you to be featured on BedandBreakfast.com as well as our partner sites Expedia, Travelocity, Priceline, and several others. As you use on these partner sites, be sure to use your Google Analytics data to determine which partners bring you the most guest visits. This helps you make sure that you're using your marketing dollars wisely. So, millennials are always looking for opportunities to travel and tend to value travel over spending on tangible goods. Attract eager generation by allowing them to easily book with you online and by creating a unique and personalized experience. Remember that through providing high-quality free Wi-Fi and offering a buzzworthy experience, your millennial guest could become your best marketing tool before the stay with you has even ended. Finally, ensure that you're marketing to millennials where they are. More than any other generation, millennials are looking for an easy booking process where they get all of the information they need in one place and just click a few buttons to complete the reservation. Thank you. Now I'm going to take questions.